Hi, welcome to Smart Training. My name is Teresa, and today we're going to talk about creating interactive lesson activities. In today's classrooms, it's important that we engage students and keep them involved with the learning. Today I'm going to show you how to create hide and reveal activities, and I'm going to show you 3 techniques for revealing information. The first is move and reveal, the second is order and reveal, and the third is erase and reveal. And don't forget that detailed instructions can be found in your learner workbook. So here are the 3 examples. I'm going to show you each, and then I'm going to explain how you can create these. First of all, let's say that we had concluded a unit on ancient Egypt, and now I want to review with my students. So the question is, where is Tutankhamun's tomb? I can move to reveal the answer, the Valley of the Kings. So I just had a red box on top that I moved out of the way. Or I can order to reveal the answer. So when I move this red box down to the dotted area, the Valley of the Kings seems to magically appear. And I'll explain how that was done in a few minutes. And then I have erase to reveal. So I can come down to the pen tray and pick up the eraser, and then I can erase, and the answer seems to magically appear. So how did I do these? First of all, move to reveal. I have a question and I have the answer that I want to hide, the Valley of the Kings. I just need to create some kind of object from my gallery, or maybe even from the Shapes tool, that I want to cover that up with. So I'm going to come up to the toolbar, to the Tools panel, and I'm going to select the Shapes tool. It is the second one on the top row with the orange square and the blue circle. When I do that, a contextual panel opens. I want to select one of the rectangles on the top row. I'll just choose the second option on the top row. And then I want to choose a color. So the third from the right choice is the color box. And when I click on that, I get to choose the fill color and the line color for my shape. I want to choose to fill it red, so that's the first column, the third choice down. And then my line color black is selected, and I'll leave the line color black. So now I am ready to draw the box on my screen just by clicking and dragging out. Then I want to go back and click back on my Select tool, which is the black arrow in the Tools panel, the very top row. So now whenever I click and move the red box, I can reveal the answer. That is how you create a move to reveal. The next one that I want to show you is order to reveal. So basically I have the question and the answer, and the answer needs to be the same color as my background. In this case, my background is white, so my text, the Valley of the Kings, also needs to be white. So I'm just going to make sure that it is selected, and I know that it is because there's a blue dotted line around it. And then if I look up in the contextual panel at the top, I can click on the colors box, which is the second from the right, and change my text color to white, which is the bottom right hand corner. When I do that, it looks like my answer magically disappears. It's really still there, it's just the same color as the background. Now I'm going to come back and click on my Select tool, and I want to select this text box. The Select tool, by the way, was the black arrow, top left on the Tools panel. Now I'm just going to move this text box, the Valley of the Kings, down to this dotted box. The dotted box is there because later on when I come back to this lesson, or someone else is looking at this page, they may not know that there's anything there at all. So the little dotted box reminds me that there's something there, or that's where I want to, the area where my answer is. You may want to even just put an object out to the side, either one, just some kind of reminder for you that there's something there. The second part to this is I need an object that I can slide behind that white text and in front of the background so that the white text will appear. I'm going to go back and get a red box again. So on the toolbar in the Tools panel, I want to click on the Shapes tool. The Shapes tool is the second one from the right, or from the left, second one. It's right next to your Select tool. It is the orange square with the blue circle. And then the contextual panel opens. I want to click on the same rectangle as I did before, which is the second one on the top row. And then I want to click on the colors box, which is third from the right. Looks like a bunch of different colors on it. When I click on it, the fill color, I'm going to choose red, which is the third one down the first column. I'll leave the line color black. And now I'm ready to just draw this box. Okay? I'm going to go back and click on my select tool, which is the black arrow on the top row, the first one in the tools panel. And I'm going to select this because what happens now, if I move this over the dotted area, it's going on top of it and it just covers it up. So that's not helpful at all. What I want to do is come to the drop down menu for this red box. It's located in the upper right hand corner, little black arrow. I'm going to click on it and I'm going to go down to order. Order is fifth from the bottom, my choices. And then I want to select send to back, which is the second option. Now whenever I move this red box down to the dotted area, you can see the white text magically appears because the box goes behind the text so that it will appear. Okay, that's order to reveal. The next one that I want to show you is erase to reveal. So again, we have our question and our answer. Our answer is just in black text on the white background. That's fine. We want to take white text, the same color as the background, and scribble, not text, white ink, digital ink, and scribble over the top of this text. So the way that I'm going to do this is I'm going to come up to my toolbar. In the pens, or in the tools panel, I'm going to click on the pen tool. And whenever I do that, a contextual toolbar opens up, and I want to go to the colors box, which is third from the right, and I want my line color to be white, which is the bottom right hand corner. And I also want to click on the second from the right option, the line styles, and I want to pick a pretty thick line because I don't want to have to scribble and scribble and scribble a whole lot with a thin line. I'd rather just go ahead and get a thick line. So I'm going to choose the next to the last one, the thick line. And now whenever I start scribbling with the ink, the digital ink, it covers it up with white and it makes it appear like, it looks like it disappeared. If I were to pick up my eraser and start erasing, you can see the answer appear. So that's how erase and reveal is done. Now I'm going to, let's discuss why would you want to create hide and reveal activities? How would this be helpful in your classroom? Why would you want to use this? Well, we want to hide information from students ahead of time before we talk about it because we might want to activate their prior knowledge. We might need to know what is it that they already know. We might need to connect their prior knowledge to this new information. We also might want to focus students' attention. Sometimes we all know that their minds wander. They're thinking about what they have for breakfast, what are they doing after school, what's for lunch. So their minds are all over the place. We want to focus their attention on one thing. Another reason is that we might want to just check their answers one at a time. We might want them to focus that, just look at this one, don't work ahead yet. You need them to stay with you. So what I've done is I've given you an example of some vocabulary words and definitions from the Hunger Games. So this is a novel that my students are reading, and I would use this activity before they read to go over those vocabulary words and definitions to help them with comprehension when they get to the word. But I'd also use it as a review activity when we were finished before we took the assessment. So I have the vocabulary definitions on top of a red box, and then the vocabulary words are underneath. So the students would look at it and say, okay, a druggist or pharmacist, what would that be? And then we would move the box to reveal apothecary to see if that was the correct answer. So I just want to show you very quickly how I created these. I've left the first one for us. I believe the next vocabulary word was reaping. So I can pick up my pen from the pen tray and I can write the word reaping and then select it by clicking on it. And from my drop-down menu in the upper right-hand corner, I can use the handwriting recognition. Recognize reaping, okay? And then the bottom right-hand corner, the little white circle, that's called the resize handle. So I can resize the text to get it the size that I want it to be. And now I'm ready to create the box with the white text box on top of it for the definition. So I'm going to come up to my toolbar and I want to look at the Tools panel, the text box. I'm sorry, the shape icon. So that is the second one on the top, the orange square with the blue circle. When I click on it, the contextual panel opens and I'm going to just choose the rectangle. The second one on the top row is the one I'm going to select. And then third from the right is the colors box. I want my fill color to be red, my line color to be black, and now I'm going to just draw out that box. And now I'm ready to put a text box on top of it. So I go back to the select tool and I want to select this. You can either double click and then start typing, or you can come over and grab a text box, which is how I'm going to do it. On the Tools panel, the text box is the second one on the bottom. It looks like the capital letter A with a red underline. Whenever I click on that, I have some options that open in the contextual panel. I can choose my kind of font. I want it to be, so you can choose from your drop-down list. It's on Arial, but you can choose whichever you'd like. I'll just leave it on Arial. I do want it to be bold, so that's the B on the bottom row. And I do want to change my color. So the color box is next to the last on the right. I want my text color to be white. And so now I'm ready to just start typing. So I'm going to come over, I'm going to click where I want the text box to start, and I'm going to come over to my keyboard and type the answer, the definition, which is cut or gather to obtain when. Now, something unexpected happened here. I thought that it was going to be in white, but it wasn't. So it turned out to be black text. So now I'm just going to highlight it by clicking and dragging over it. And then I'm going to come back up here to my contextual tool panel and then change my text color, which is the colors button. It's second from the right, and I'm going to click on white, which is the bottom right hand corner, to change it. There we go. So now it should be white, and it is. I do want to resize it. Oh, I forgot to turn off my text box, so I'm going to come up to my select tool, which is the black arrow on the Tools panel. Now if I click my text box, I can resize it by clicking on the resize handle. That's the white box in the bottom right hand corner, until I get it like I want it. I also notice that it is not bold, so I'm going to double click and then inside the text box and highlight it, and I want it to be bold. So I come up to the contextual panel and click on the B on the bottom row. So now it's bold and white and resized to the size that I want it. What I want to do at this point is I want to group my text box and my red object so that they become one. If I leave it like it is now, if I just move the red box, you see that it moves and the text box does not move with it. I want them to be one object. So I'm going to click on my work area and just draw a box around both of those. So you see that they are both now selected with the blue marquee. In the upper right hand corner, I'm going to click on either one of the drop down boxes, and I'm going to come down to grouping, which is about halfway down. I'll choose grouping, and then I'm going to choose the first option, which is group. So now they are one object that I can cover up the vocabulary word with. I just ungrouped them accidentally, so let me pull that back. Okay, so I'm going to select them both. Upper right hand corner, drop down menu, halfway down go to grouping, and then select group. So now whenever I click and move, okay, they go together. So I cover up the vocabulary word. I would like for you now to create your own move to reveal, erase to reveal, or order to reveal activity. I'm going to come around and answer any questions that you might have.